Ever pondered the intricacies of how SAP's MRP module aids organizations in the intricate task of planning and managing their inventory and production processes? Well, it's time to dive into the world of Material Requirements Planning, or MRP, and unravel the secrets of its different types. First, let's tackle the VB MRP type, also known as Manual Reorder Point Planning. This type comes into play when the inventory levels are managed manually. The magic happens when the stock level tumbles below the defined reorder point. This triggers the system to generate a procurement proposal, setting the wheels in motion to replenish the inventory. Now let's move to the PD MRP type, the champion of MRP-based planning. This type takes over when the material requirements are calculated based on the master data and planning parameters. The system steps in, calculates the net requirements, and, like a reliable ally, generates procurement proposals accordingly. Next up is the VV MRP type, the master of forecast-based planning. This type is called upon when material requirements are planned based on forecasted demand. The system, like a seasoned analyst, uses historical data and forecasting techniques to predict future demand and generate procurement proposals. Lastly, there's the ND MRP type, a variant of reorder point planning, but with a twist. It operates without planning file entries. Like its sibling VB, the system checks the stock level against the reorder point. If the stock level is found wanting, a procurement proposal is promptly generated. These MRP types are just the tip of the iceberg in SAP. The choice of MRP type depends on the unique business requirements and the characteristics of the material being planned. The execution of MRP involves running the MRP program in SAP. This program calculates the material requirements and generates procurement proposals or production orders. It takes into account factors such as current stock levels, planned receipts and issues, lead times, safety stock, and other planning parameters to determine the procurement quantities and timings. Once generated, these proposals can be reviewed, adjusted if necessary, and converted into actual procurement or production activities. Now, how does the MRP program calculate procurement quantities and timings, you ask? It's a fascinating process involving several steps. The process starts with the MRP program considering the master data of the material being planned, including current stock levels, planned receipts, and planned issues. It also takes into account planning parameters defined for the material, such as safety stock, reorder point, lot size, lead times, and various other settings. Next, the program calculates the gross requirements by considering the demand for the material, which can be derived from sales orders, dependent requirements from other materials, forecasted demand, or any other relevant sources. Following this, the net requirements are determined by subtracting the available stock and scheduled receipts from the gross requirements. Finally, based on the net requirements, procurement proposals are generated. This is where the rubber meets the road in terms of actual procurement or production activities. To sum it up, SAP's MRP module, with its different types, serves as an invaluable tool for organizations to plan and manage their inventory and production processes, effectively bridging the gap between demand and supply.